Okay, in letter B here, we want to sketch a graph of the lines below and list what key features helped us graph this. So if we take a look at the equation in number 3, it says y equals 1/2 times x minus 4 plus 3. One way you might recognize seeing this too, and if you want to rearrange it, you are always more than welcome to, is you might recognize it as y equals 3 plus 1/2 times x minus 4. So you can write this in either way, and we talked about that back in the last examples. So in this case, in order to graph, you should recognize that what we did in order to write an equation like this is that we had a slope and we had a point. And so when we're looking at our equation, the 1/2, that number that's being multiplied by our variable, that's always going to be the slope, or what we used to call as the common difference. So we can write down that we know we have a slope equal to 1/2. And the other thing that we have in here is a point. And we just need to be able to come up with the coordinates of that point. So in this one here, when I take a look at my ordered pair, my x value is coming from in here, and my y value is the one that's out here. And if you think back to setting up that table that we used to do, that's how it always was, the x and the y. So x is 4, y is 3. So this gives us a point of 4, 3. And then in order to graph this, we are going to start by plotting the point 4, 3. So to plot the point 4, 3, I'm going 4 on the x, 3 on the y, and I'll plot my point right there at 4, 3. And then I'm going to take a look at my slope, and remember our slope is that rise over run. So because my slope is positive on the top, that 1 tells me I'm going up, and that 2 tells me I'm going to the right. So a positive number on the bottom tells us we're going to the right. So I'm going to go from my point that I started with, I'm going to go up 1 and right 2 to get a point at 6, 4. Now I've run out of room to go up and to the right. So if I go back to this point, going up 1 I can do, but there's nowhere to go to the right. So I can do the opposite as well. So 1/2 is the same thing as -1 over -2. A negative divided by a negative is still that positive. And so what else I could do, a negative on top would tell me I'm going down, and a negative on the bottom tells me I'm going to the left. So I can come back to my point that I started with, and instead of going up and to the right, I can go down 1 and to the left 2, bring me to the point 2, 2. And I can continue doing that, going down 1 and to the right 2. My next point would be 0, 1. Then again, from this point, down 1, left 2, I get a point at -2, 0. Down 1, left 2, I get a point at -4, -1. And it looks like I can do that one more time. Down 1, left 2, I get a point at -6, -2. And the more points you can plot, the better your graph is going to look. And then we're going to connect these points to create a nice straight line. The arrows on the end of the line indicate that that line is going to continue to go on forever.